Hi everybody. Today is Tuesday, May 12th, 2020. Today I'm going to read a book called Signs of Spring. So by signs, that means things in nature that tell you that spring is here and that winter is over. So let's read the back of our book. Lucy and her friends Zach and Henry find many signs that spring is here on their way to school one morning. Every morning, Lucy walked to school with her best friends, Henry and Zach. But this brisk spring morning was different. Lucy felt even bouncier than usual. By brisk, it said brisk spring morning, that means it's a little bit cold. Wait up, Henry called. He was out of breath. Zach called, hurry up. Lucy doesn't know how to wait. Can't you smell it? Lucy squeaked. Spring is in the air. Zach sniffed the wind, but all he got was a nose full of cold. Henry sniffed, but all he got was a nose full of fur. A little further down the road, Lucy cried, look, there are buds on the trees. Lucy found a brand new fern, still curled up tight. She tucked it in her pocket. All the way to school, Lucy collected more signs of spring. She picked up a robin's feather. Lucy squeaked, I can fly. No, you can't, but you sure can run fast, Henry complained. Lucy picked a daisy. She tickled her chin with the soft flower. Lucy plucked a blade of bright green grass. Then she found some moss. The first crocus, Lucy called. Isn't it pretty? Not as pretty as you, Lucy, Zach thought, but he didn't say anything. When the friends got to school, Lucy's pockets were full. In their classroom, their teacher, Miss Whiskers, was setting up for show and tell. What did you bring for show and tell, Lucy? Asked Henry. Lucy gasped. Oh no, I forgot all about show and tell. Please don't call on me, please don't call on me, Lucy whispered to herself. But the teacher looked right at her. Lucy, will you go first, she asked. Lucy said softly, I forgot to bring something. Henry cleared his throat. He pointed to Lucy's pockets. Zach said, You brought plenty of somethings. Lucy reached in her pockets. She smiled. I did find some signs of spring on the way to school, she said. Lucy showed the class her treasures, except for the crocus. She gave that to Miss Whiskers. The teacher smiled. Lucy, that's the best springtime show and tell I ever saw, said Miss Whiskers. Lucy grinned and said, I couldn't have done it without my friends. Lucy added, I might forget show and tell, but I could never forget Henry and Zach. Now I want you to think about signs of spring that you've seen, and maybe you can draw a picture about it, and maybe you can write a few sentences about it and share it with somebody at home. Okay. Let's go back to Ready Freddy, the King of Show and Tell, and we're on chapter 5. It's called Night Rescue. I had left Winger safely in his box in the treehouse because I didn't want my mom to see him. Being the neat freak that she was, she really didn't like it when I brought animals into the house. Once I brought a frog home, and she screamed her head off. She told me never to bring anything like that into our house ever again. But now I couldn't stop thinking of him as I laid in bed. It was dark. He was all alone up there. No mommy to take care of him. He was probably crying. Peep, peep. I sat up in bed. Oh no, the neighbor's cat. He likes to go out at night. I had to go rescue Winger before it was too late. I waited until the house was quiet, until everyone was asleep. Then I grabbed my special shark head flashlight and tiptoed down the stairs, making sure I skipped the one that squeaks. The lock on the back door was really hard to turn. "Oh, come on," I whispered. "Just open." The lock finally clicked, and I opened the door really slowly so it wouldn't creak. I stepped out into the yard, and the chilly night air made me shiver. The cold, wet grass turned my bare feet to ice, but I kept walking toward the treehouse. Here's the picture. "I'm coming, Winger," I whispered. "Don't be scared. I'll save you." I climbed the rungs of the ladder very slowly because it was hard to see in the dark. Just as I reached the top, I heard a little peep. I sighed a big sigh and ran over to pick the little bird up. "It's okay. I'm here now. You don't need to be scared anymore," I whispered into his little head. "You can come sleep with me tonight. I'll take you to my room where it's warm and cozy." I put Winger back in his box and closed the top so he wouldn't fall out as I climbed back down the ladder. Climbing back down was a little tricky in the dark, holding both my flashlight and the box, but I managed to make it down without dropping Winger. I was walking back across the grass when all of a sudden I saw my dad running toward me with a baseball bat. He was yelling, "Who's out here? I'll call the police!" This is the picture. I froze. At first I couldn't say anything. Then I started screaming, Dad, it's me! It's Freddie!" "Freddie? What are you doing out here in the middle of the night? I thought you were a robber." I stammered. "I was just getting my baseball cards," I said, showing him the box. "Robbie and I were trading cards out here today, and I left the box in the treehouse by accident. I didn't want them to be out here all night." "Well, you scared me half to death," my dad shouted. "I don't ever want you to sneak around like that again in the middle of the night. It's really unsafe." "Okay, sure, Dad," I said, pretending to yawn. "I'm just going to go back to bed." I didn't want to keep talking. Here's the picture. My feet were freezing, and I was sure Winger was going to peep any minute. "Come on, I'll tuck you back in." When we got upstairs, I put the box down on the floor next to my bed. "Good night, Dad." "Good night," he said, and started to walk out of the room. Peep. He turned back. "Did you just say something?" "Huh? I thought I heard you say something." "Nope, I was just yawning, Dad," I said, faking another yawn. "Well, good night." I waited for his footsteps to disappear down the hall. Then I turned on my lamp and opened the top of the box. "Sorry, are you all right?" "Peep," Winger answered. "Would you like to come up here and sleep with me?" Peep, peep. I picked up the box and put it right next to my pillow. "Good night, Winger. Sleep tight." Peep. There's the picture. And that's the end of the chapter. So tomorrow I'll read chapter 6. Have a great day, everybody.